It has a very futuristic design to it. The color scheme alone is phenomenal. It's one of the reasons I did want to check out this scooter and get one for myself. And I just have to say that it looks like unlike any other scooter out there. If you want something that stands alone, this scooter is probably going to give it to you. Hey guys, this box here was sent to me from the people at Varla Scooters. Inside is what is known as the Pegasus. So in this video, we're going to do an unboxing, show you everything that comes with it. I'm then going to assemble it, and finally, I'm going to give you an overview top to bottom to share everything I can about this scooter. So if you'd like to learn more, stay tuned. All right, let's open it up. So here it is, the Varla Pegasus, what I consider to be a commuter scooter on steroids. It's a beast of a scooter. Before we talk about this though, let me show you what else came in the box. So the scooter came nicely packaged, a lot of foam insulation, felt nice and secure in there, nothing was loose or dislodged. And aside from the scooter, we do have a few goodies here. So you obviously have your manual, which will cover installation of the handlebars and go over the different modes and settings. Included 2 amp charger, a bike or scooter lock, which is a nice addition, a multi-tool, which is included to do any necessary repairs or assembly of the scooter, so you don't need to bring your own tools, everything's included. In the bag here is a bell, which gets mounted to the handlebar, an extra D-ring, some extra hex screws, and even spare brake pads. So now that we know what came in the box, let's assemble the Pegasus and talk more about it.
To assemble your Varla Pegasus, all you need to do is stand up the stem, latch it in place. You then want to remove the 2 screws and cap from top of the stem, place the handlebars in the middle, make sure they're centered, replace the cap, tighten down to 2 screws, and give the battery a full charge. You're then ready to ride your Varla Pegasus.
So here it is, fully assembled. And I just want to explain really quick that typically it only takes about 2 minutes to fully assemble it, just locking the stem and placing the handlebars on top of the stem and putting the screws in. Now I did have to take the screws back out because I did have the handlebars off-centered. Aside from that though, it was a really quick and easy assembly. No tools required except for the multi-tool that is included. And I do want to go over the scooter from top to bottom and tell you what I can about it because there is a lot to share. And there's a reason why I call this a commuter scooter on steroids, because it has a lot more capabilities than your traditional commuter scooter. So really quick on the handlebars here, we do have a nice locking grip that you can replace if you want to, but you can tighten it up to lock it up. 1 of 2 mechanical disc brakes, your thumb throttle, the farther you press it, the faster you're going to go. Your 4.6 inch LCD display, it's known as an M5 screen, M5 display, typically seen on e-bikes, but it works really well on the Varla Pegasus. Right here is what is known as a grocery bag holder, but also your hook to latch down to the D-ring on the deck for when you are transporting it to be able to pick it up and carry by the stem. All the plugs and cables are already attached, you don't have to do anything with that. Over here is your 3-button design, your mode button right here, long press it. It will turn on the screen, power up the scooter, and again, really nice, bright, vibrant screen and display, whether it's daytime or nighttime, you can see it without any issues. It does have your energy bar, speedometer, which is in miles per hour. You can switch it to kilometers if you wish to. Pedal assist, which is on e-bikes, but this is for mode 1, 2, and 3. Mode 1 is the slowest, mode 3 is the fastest. And down here is your odometer. Now if you want to switch between the settings, press the mode button. You do have your trip for individual trips. Voltage, which is at 51. The current, I believe that's revolutions possibly. And then the time that the scooter's been on so far, which is just going on 43 seconds. Now for the up and down toggle buttons here, that will put you in mode 2 or mode 3 and then back down. Now if you want to turn on the headlight, all you do is long press the up button and you will see a little headlight icon right there. So the headlight is on as well as the tail light. Long press again to turn it off. And right now it says max. That means it's dual motor activated. If you want to turn off dual motor, long press the down button. Max goes away. That means it's going to operate on only one motor, the rear motor. And long press it again to turn dual motors back on. Now if you want to go through and customize the P settings, you would long press the up and down button. That'll take you into the inner settings where you could adjust the kick to start or zero start. You could turn cruise control on or off, switch between kilometers, miles per hour, and also adjust the acceleration rate as well, and a few other settings so that you could customize it to your liking. Everything though is explained in the manual. Coming down the stem here, we do come to our next area, which is the headlight assembly and the latching buckle assembly here. So the headlight does come already attached. It is adjustable, so you can point it, further up or farther down. But it's a nice bright light, great for evening riding. And this is your latch buckle for locking the stem into place. So to unlock it, you would just lift up on this and pull this down, and the stem will unlock. Now they do include an added Velcro strap to go around just as an added safety measure, just to help keep it in place in case it was ever to become dislodged. This can be adjusted though if it ever does become loose. Inside of here there is an adjustable screw of sorts, so you can adjust it to tighten it back up. In here though is special. This is the steering column that has a built-in steering damper. Now it's not advertised, but Varla did confirm it. So the steering on this is really stiff. When you try to turn the wheels, it's going to be kind of hard to turn. And that's by design. So when you're traveling at higher speeds, it's going to be really smooth and stable. You won't have any wheel wobble or shake, and it's going to keep it nice and straight on the road. Even when the wheels are facing straight, the handlebars kind of do lock into place. You feel like a little click. But again, that is on purpose, by design, for your safety and to keep the scooter much more stable at higher speeds. Now coming down below that, we do have our swing arm design. This does have independent front and rear spring suspension. So right down there you can see the spring there. A gorgeous metallic blue here, which I absolutely love. A front fender and or mudguard, your front mechanical disc brake, and a 8-inch tall by 3.5-inch wide solid rubber tire, which is going to be basically a maintenance-free tire. No flats, no air pressure issues, no nothing. And of course, your front hub motor right there. So that is the front end of the scooter. I'll make our way around to the deck now. The deck is pretty large. It is 6.7 inches wide, and it's nearly 30 inches in length from the front right to the tail fin there by the D-ring. On the side, you will find your charging port, and all you do is plug in your charger. Again, it takes 7 to 8 hours to fully charge from a depleted battery. And inside the decking, you will find your 48-volt battery system that is encased. And on the bottom, there is an actual skid plate as well, just for extra protection. As we come around to the rear of the scooter, we have our second of 2 springs for the independent suspension. That spring is adjustable. You can stiffen it up if you wish to, but it does come from the factory as loose as it can be, just for a more comfortable ride. Rear fender with a tail light / brake light, another 8-inch by 3.5-inch solid rubber tire, and your rear mechanical disc brake. And we come around this side, we will find, as we tilt the scooter, a kickstand. So overall, that's our first look at the scooter. I do have a few more thoughts I want to share with you, so let's talk about those next. So there's a reason I call this a commuter scooter on steroids. It's not a gimmick, not to get views. It's because it's a legitimate fact. This thing is a beast compared to other commuter scooters. Now, a few things I didn't mention is that this is a dual motor design. So dual 500 watt motors, front and rear motors, 2-wheel drive, that are capable of putting out up to 800 watts each. That's a total of 1600 watts. With the 48-volt battery system, it's going to give you more than enough power to those motors to propel you wherever you're going. And on top of that, it has an estimated range of 28 miles and an approximate top speed of 28 plus miles per hour. And the website actually says plus. There's a reason, because I've seen riders doing test rides getting upwards of 30 miles per hour. That's pretty fast for a little two-wheel scooter. Now, that does depend though on rider's weight and the terrain you're riding on and the conditions. The heavier the rider, the more hills you're going on, it's going to lower its performance. If you're a lightweight rider going on flat or downhill terrain, you're going to see more out of the scooter. It's also capable of climbing up to 25-degree hills or inclines. Now, as mentioned, you can operate this with just one single motor, but traditionally you only want to do that if you are just kind of getting used to scooters for the first time. It does lower its performance. So it is able to be ridden as a normal scooter with one motor, but it's going to slow down its acceleration, top speed, and climbing abilities. So when you're operating in dual motor mode, you're going to get the best of the best. It's going to really take you for a ride, no pun intended. So dual motors is what you're going to traditionally want to ride in to get the best out of the scooter, to get the best hill climbing abilities, top speed, and to carry a rider up to 280 pounds. Now, I do want to do a quick comparison of my other commuter scooter known as the Highboy S2 Pro. So here is what looks like to be like a little kid scooter. This is my very first scooter here, the Highboy S2 Pro. Also considered a commuter scooter, but on a whole different level. This one's on steroids. This one's still in grade school, to put it like that. So just a couple quick notes is that the handlebars on this are much narrower, where on the Pegasus, they're more like mountain bike handlebars. They're much wider, more stable ride. Smaller platform, narrower and lengthwise, only a 500 watt single hub motor in the front. And this also weighs 36 pounds. It's much more compact, more portable, more lightweight. Where the Pegasus weighs 66 pounds, but has dual 500 watt motors, bigger deck, could go longer distances, and a much higher speed, where the Highboy only tops out at around 20 miles per hour. So just putting that into comparison, there is different types of commuter scooters out there, but the Varla Pegasus is above and beyond what your normal traditional commuter scooter has to offer. I do have two complaints I want to share really quick. So upon unboxing the scooter, everything came as it should, really pristine condition, except for one little flaw. On the grocery bag holder, or the hook here for the D-lock, the D-ring, it's chipped up. There's some paint missing. So I'm sure it was probably done during testing or something like that, or maybe during shipping. Not a big deal. It can easily be touched up with some black paint, and this will also be kept indoors so it won't rust out or anything like that, but that is the only visual flaw that I could see. Now, Varla makes two models, the Pegasus and a bigger brother known as the Eagle One. The Eagle One is a just bigger, better scooter all around, but that has built-in regen braking, where if you squeeze the brake lever, it reverses the motor polarity, slows you down, and puts that power back into the battery cells, where on the Pegasus, it's strictly mechanical braking. So even though the brakes are more than capable, you're relying solely on the brake pads and the mechanical brakes to slow you down. The Highboy, the Eagle One, and other scooters do have regen braking. I think all scooters should have them. It's a much more safer, reliable way of stopping, but also saves on your brake pad wear. So it's great to give you extra brake pads, but you are going to have to change them out eventually, because you are stopping with nothing more than the mechanical brake power. So regen braking would be great to see on this or upcoming models of other scooters, besides just the more expensive Eagle One. Okay everyone, that is my unboxing and overview of the Varla Pegasus, or as I like to call it, the commuter scooter on steroids. I first would like to thank the people over at Varla for sending this out to me. And if you want to get more information for yourself, there will be a link down below in the description and pinned comment. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if you want to see more scooter related videos, including my review on the Highboy, check the playlist down below. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.